Hi everybody, this is Cheryl at Creativewreathsandflowers, and we're going to go live tonight, and I'm going to attempt probably my second Terri Bow ever without tails. This is the wreath on the door. Look at that, I did it right. That's the sunflower wreath off on the Unique in the Creek board system that I started Friday. I did finish putting the petals on because I decided it would take me forever to make a Terri Bow. So I figured, well, we'll finish the petals. So I finished them all up, and that's what we're left with in the middle. A lot of people use the styrofoam circles or the styrofoam discs. I want to try to put a bow in it just to see how it looks. I don't know if it doesn't look good. I can always go back and put styrofoam in it later. But I've chosen 6 ball ribbons. I don't know if you can see them. I'm going to take you closer to them, okay? So be careful. We're going to move. It's not as good as a Mevo because it's me moving them. But I'm going to use 2 2.5-inch ribbons. I'm going to use this weave ribbon. I tell you the name of it, but I forgot. It's not quite a, well, it might be a basket weave. And then there's a sheer one with leaves on it. Oops, sorry. Then we have this gold and white creamish colored bow or ribbon. Then I have my fall pumpkin ribbon. Then I just have a simple gold ribbon. And then I have the thicker leaf pattern ribbon. And that's what we're going to use tonight. I think I got it that time, guys. He's been flying around for a couple of hours. Woo! Oh, it's zigzag ribbon. Okay, I got the zigzag ribbon. Thank you, Lori. I wasn't sure exactly what it was called. I know where I got it because I got it from Lori. So anyway, so tonight, I don't know if you can see, but tonight I'm wearing my Team Lori Team Owl shirt that I just got. Thank you, Laura. And get my little owl out here unless it starts to like smack on my bow thing. But we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you everybody for joining. If you'd like to share, or whoops, need my dirty jar. Spread the love. That would be fantastic. That's a new thing. Facebook doesn't like the S word and not spread. But anyway, so the first thing I'm going to do is I cut 2 pieces of floral wire, and I cut them 30 inches long because I can trim them off at the end, but my luck, when I go to fluff, I never have enough ribbon. So I just make mine longer. And when you do a Terri Bow, and remember, I've only done this once, I think, maybe twice. You use 6 different ribbons. You use 1 ribbon at a time. So I'm going to put my 1.5-inch ribbons on the first 4 fingers and my 2.5 on the last 2. And okay, because I don't have my setup good yet, I got to keep moving this, and I'm trying to do it slow because I was told that I kind of make people dizzy. When I set mine up, I don't want the bow as large as normal. A lot of times you make them on row D. I'm going to make mine on C to see if I can make it a little smaller. And you put 6 fingers to the left of the center, 6 fingers to the right of the center, and then you put your base finger here. Now, secret is base finger. I thought BF meant best friend. So I was calling that my best friend finger, but it's not. It's base. I'm going to turn us down here so we can get started. And I'm so sorry. I'm going to try to get some new camera angles. My son and I were talking. And I would really like an angle shot from over my shoulder so y'all can see what I'm doing. But anyway, we're just going to start with our first ribbon. And since I'm not doing tails, I don't have to pull it out. I'm just going to squish it or scrunch it or pinch it up so that there's a little part there. I folded my 30-inch wire in half, and then I tangled it up. I didn't mean to. I'm going to put it around here, and I'm just going to go up and around. I'm going to pull it tight up and around twice. And this ribbon, it's kind of hard to tell which side is right and which side is wrong, but I'm going to say that this side is the right. It's really difficult. Then what we're going to do is we place this about midway, and you'll have to forgive me for the background noise because the kids have company over, and well, anyway, they're just being loud and obnoxious. I'm going to put my ribbon about midway, and then I take the top wire and going clockwise, I wrap it up here around itself so it's out of the way until I get to about this point, so you still have a little bit, so that you still have a little bit hanging out, so you can grab it easy when you're done. And I didn't get it tight enough. We're going to try it again because it needs to be tight so it holds it. And that's the biggest problem I have with bows, is making the wire tight and keeping the rest of it out of the way, apparently. Everybody else can do this pretty good. And then remember to leave a little part out to grab. And then on the bottom, turn my board around again. Down here on the bottom, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little nail. And you take your other end of the wire and you pull it down here and you go around the nail one time. And then we're going to take this. Sometimes I have to lift the board up because my table's kind of warped. But you stick this in under the board so it's out of your way. But you want to leave, it's kind of hard to see, so here we go again. You want to leave a piece out. There it is. You want to leave this piece out here so you can grab it when you're done. Okay? That way you can grab your wires and get them all set up. So what we're going to do, I'm trying to remember. I may be going backwards, but this will work for me. So we go up over the first finger, and we come down here, and you always use the bottom edge, and then you pinch up. I gotta hold this because it's a little loose, unfortunately. And we're gonna turn this here, right on top, and hold it right on top of that. You know what we're gonna do, guys? We're gonna try this. It may be really close, and I'm sorry, but we're gonna give this a shot to see if I can pull the cord out enough to get you over here. Sorry for my mess in the background, because I have to kind of go this direction with it. All right, then you're going to twist it there, and then you're going to, you want it pinched it better. You want to get it all pinched up real good. And try not to fold it, because a fold makes the bed poofer later. And then you're going to turn it there, and then you're just going to take your fingers and put the ribbon between it like that and put it over. And then you're going to come down here again to this point, and you're just going to pinch it up in your fingers. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Kitty. Hi, Lori. I was reading the things. Sorry about that, guys. Hi, Catherine. Okay, then I'm going to twist it. And then at this point, we're going to be ready. The little feet on the Provo is kind of deterring me here. What we're going to do at this point, and we probably are going to have to move the camera because the wire is not, I don't know what's sitting. Something's sitting on it. There we go. Anyway, at this point, I'm going to use another 30-inch piece of wire I have. This is called the helping hand. And you're just going to put it down. And like I said, most people don't have to use this much wire. I just do it because it seems like when I go to fluff my bow, I don't have enough wire to make it stick. But we're going to put it in between the two fingers, down where it says center. And if you're wire's straighter, you don't have to chase it as much. Because I'm holding it here because I have nothing holding it at the moment. But we're going to bring it over down here like this. And we're going to make it even. Maybe. There we go. Okay. We're going to make it even, and then we're just going to pull it around. So it's like right in the middle. We're going to hold the ribbon there for now, and we're just going to go up and down tight, and then we're going to leave one of them up and one of them down. And then I'm going to take my scissors, and it doesn't matter if I dovetail or not because, thank you, Patricia, because we're not having tails. I don't want tails on this one, so we're just going to cut it off. And then we're done with that ribbon. That ribbon's all gone. Done. Then I think the next ribbon I'm going to put on, I'm going to take, and I'll show you. I'll turn you around just a minute. I have 6 different ribbons. I have 2 ribbon holders. Mike made me one, and then one came with the Pro Bow. So I can have 6 ribbons at a time. Okay. Now I'm going to take my second ribbon, which has a good side and a bad side. And once again, I'm gonna pinch and trying to remember how I do this. I'm going to turn it so it's like that. So your good side is out. And I'm going to stick it here. And just for my peace of mind, I'm just going to move this wire up and down. And I'm going to pull it really tight. And give it just one little poo-poo. And give it just one little twist. You want to get them right on top of each other. That's very important, they say. And I hardly ever get my wires tight enough, so. And then all I'm going to do is take my fingers. I'm going to go up around this one. Whoops. Maybe I'm doing this backwards. I think I did. All right. So we're going to turn it around this way. Then we're going to make this ribbon because we're going to do our little poo-poo. We are going to do this again. There we go. Oh, the supply list, I sent it to you. All it is got myself all backwards now. I got to think about this. Let's do this. That go first. So I want it to be like this. This. Okay, now I've got it. You hold it, you pinch it, you hold it so that the good side is away from you, and you turn it this way to the right, and that's coming off a little bit, so I'm just going to hold it because when we undid our wire, I don't know why, but we're going to pinch it again. This is why I don't normally do bows on lives, because yeah, I still need a lot of help with them, but I figure why not? We'll give it a shot. So you want to get your helping hand in there and get your ribbon secured on. Then we're going to take these. This may not work when we're done, guys, but we're going to try. Stay. Then you take these 2 fingers and you turn your ribbon so that the right side is out. We'll come here. We will pinch and twist, because now I just watched the video and it says it's all in the twist. And put my thumb on that. Make sure my wires are below and over, above and below. Then I take my 2 fingers and run it over our second finger here and pull it a little bit because I wasn't getting any ribbon. We're going to come down and around, come back in between the 2 wires, pinch, and just for the sake of it, we'll do a little twist. And We'll tie that off with our helping hand. Simply locate our wires. You got to remember, if you've ever used the probe a much, and I haven't really, but it is not that difficult. So if I can make a bow with it, anybody should be able to. And we're going to cut this off because now we're done with that ribbon. And then the next ribbon I'm going to do is the cream and gold stripe, which once again, we have a good side and a bad side. It's crunched there. I'm going to fix it a little bit. So we're going to use this one. And grab the thing. We're going to pinch it together. Turn it to our right. So our good side is away from us because that's the way it's going to go on your bow. We're going to go down here on top of our little stack and put the ribbon. And bring this one up. This one down. Maybe if they don't get stuck on each other. It's kind of funny to do with my hands. Give it about a half a twist there so it'll hold it. Take my 2 fingers and go over the 3rd finger. They call each of these little rods or dowels a finger. And this is kind of, it had been kind of scrunched in the roll. So it's not wanting to cooperate nicely. Make sure this is under here for now. That's our second one. Put my finger out here. Grab my ribbon. Pinch it. Twist. I'm going to kind of fix it on this side. I don't know if y'all can see that. Don't know what the best camera angle is for you trying to show you this bow. Maybe on the last 3 fingers, I'll move it back up so you have a wider view. Then you'll have a close view and a wide view. And someday I'll have it fixed so that, and I'm going to hold this and go over this finger. But I'll have the camera fixed so I can have 2 different angles. I think my son and I figured out. Pinch, twist. Don't you love it? And I talk the whole time I do this. Hi, Katie. Hi, Claudia. Yes, it takes a lot of practice. I was always scared of a Terri Bow because it said 6 ribbon. I was like, oh, holy moly, I can't do 6. I had a hard time doing 3, but actually, it's not actually as hard as the 3 because the 3 you do all at the same time. So that gets a little intense sometimes. Well, you know, I just thought the tails wouldn't look right on the flower. And if you ever wanted tails, you could always go back in. And my other thing is that you can use this for the fall. And then if I want to use it in the spring, I can change the ribbon out or I can change the bow out. So that was my thought. I don't know. It might not be a good thought, but I thought it was okay. All right. Now we're going to use our pumpkin. And I promised you. Sorry. Don't look. Don't look. I'm going to put you back up here so you can see the rest of the process from up here. And then you'll get like 2 different angles at this point, I guess. Someday I'll have a real craft room, like a real kid. That's what I always tell my. Someday when I grow up, I'll have a real room rather than this little bitty one. That's okay. It works. Put our bow in there, and then we're going to do our up and our down thing with our wire. Try to make sure you see my hands don't grip and stuff well, so try to make sure you get it as tight as you can, I guess. At least I think that's what they say. Take it and we'll put it over this finger. And we're going to make sure this little helping hand is under here. And we're going to twist it. Or we're going to pinch it. Then we're going to twist it. And I'm going to do the helping hand again. And actually, I think the helping hands there for people like me who don't get the bows tight enough, they're wires, you know, because it makes a much nicer bow and it's easier to fluff. It's tight, or yeah, tight. Take this one, put it up over here, bring it down. And once you get going and you get the process down, it really starts to go rather quickly. And then you're going to want to pinch, twist, and then do your little second hand thing again, or your helping hand, whichever you want to call it. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry guys. I don't know what they're doing up there, to tell you the truth. I probably will yell at them later. And they're all grown up. That's what's sad. My daughter and her family live upstairs in our house. And Nick's sister's visiting, so I guess they're barbecuing tonight. I don't really know. I'm not included. So. Now we're getting ready. The last two bows are going to be our 2.5-inch ones. And I'm just going to kind of pull some of this ribbon down. When I put these on, I want to put the, what did you tell me it was called, Lori? I want to put the one on the left on last. So I'm going to take my sheer one with the leaves on it first and bring it over. And it kind of has a good and a bad side. So when I do it, when I bring it, I want to hold it with the good side away from me. So again, we're going to pinch it up. And you know, this has got, this has got wires like poking out of the end of it. So I'm going to snip them off or I'm going to end up hurting me or somebody else. I'm going to turn it to the right. After I get that, I'm going to put it here. And I'll tell you what, guys, I've watched Lori make several ribbons, but also I go to probothehand.com and look and see if there's a type of ribbon I would like to make that they've made or a bow that I'd like to make that they've made a bow of. And I'll go watch the video. And Regina Sellers is really good about doing them very slow and very detailed so that you can see what she's doing. So that's where I go for advice. I watch Lori's videos and I'll go to Regina when I'm not quite sure and how to make the fold and the pinch and that. So she's a really good site to look. Anyway, the supplies for tonight, Laura, I don't know if you were asking me about the supply list, but I'm just using the 6 different ribbons tonight. The other one was all in the supply list from Friday night, where we made the sunflower with the poly burlaps, which were 10 by 9 pieces, folded in the Michael Dean design fold instead of the regular UTIC double petal. Well, not double petal, but side-by-side petal. This is a actual folded double petal. And then those were just applied to all the different holes that were available on the board, except for the middle 4. The new boards have a middle 4 bowl holes, and I did not use them on this because I'm just going to be covering it with or the styrofoam, whichever I decided I was going to use. So I'm pretty sure we're going to try the bow. I don't know if anybody's ever put a bow in there, but I just thought, you know, that just might look kind of pretty. So we're going to give it a shot and see what it looks like. All right, now we're done with this one. And we'll just set that to the side. And then the last one we're going to do is this one, which I guess there's no right or back, front or back. But we're going to put it in there because I've never used anything like this before and I just thought it was kind of cool. turn it over to the right. And then go up and down with my wire. Just put this down here. Come around and drop it over this last finger. Bring it back to where our little pile is. And I can tell that I've not got my wire as tight as everybody else. But I watched and picked up a secret, I think, from Lori the other night. So we're going to try that. It's not a big secret. It's not really a secret. It's just something I hadn't picked up on. Go down around this finger. Bring it back around. We're going to pinch. Twist. Stick it on our stack. And this will be the final time we'll use our little helping hand. So instead of just, well, I think we will just tie it once, maybe twice this time. Okay, so now, oh, we have to cut it off. I'm just going to leave it stuck. All right, so now we have all of our bows on. So the next thing that we want to do is I'm going to take the top wire off. And remember I told you to leave that little piece out? And that's so you can grab it. And just go around like this. And I'm going to bring it down. And I'm going to kind of, the top wire and this wire from our second hand, I'm going to kind of, you know, put them together so I only basically have one type of wire to deal with. And then the bottom one, we're going to pull it out from under, take it off of our nail, and I'm going to go and kind of put these two together also. So, is that the Pro Bow, Laura, that you just posted? The link for the Pro Bow? Alright, so, and what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to, and this is why I slowly do it. I think I have to do it before it comes off the thing, but I'm not sure. So we're going to try it this way, but doesn't work hyphen like. We're going to try, and I got to get them because my fingers don't grip. We're going to try and pull it. And that's why I got to put my things together. But we're going to pull it just as tight. Somehow I think I missed a wire. Oh. I'm on live.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I mean, I don't care.
Where? Your packer?
It's in the garage. Plugs in.
Plugs in?
Yes.
Well, that's not going to help me.
Why?
I want to get back by the Jazz's yard.
Oh.
I want to get all those. I don't have the weed used to grow.
Yeah.
Now there's just a ton of big plants.
Okay.
And it looks like.
Well,
the
then
ants.
take it. Excuse me a moment. Then take the clippers. I'm busy.
I know.
All right. Somewhere. I'm sorry. So anyway, after you get your wire tight and tied off 2, 3, 4 times, however many you want to tie it, what we're going to do then is we're going to slip it off our fingers. I'm not good at, usually I pull about 20 fingers. Well, there's not 20 there, but I pull most of the fingers out. But this time I didn't. And so this is what your Terri Bow is going to originally look like when you take it off of your Pro Bow. And because I have a small dog that likes to eat the ends of my Pro Bow poles, and we're done with our big Pro Bow now, I'm going to find my baggie. And I am going to take this. You know, my conversation's not scrolling, so I'm very sorry. I'm just going to put my these little sticks back in here for now, otherwise Landville will eat them. Hi, Susan. And Shirley. And I'm going to scroll. I don't know why my comments aren't scrolling, but lots of people have been talking. All right. Yeah, I did it. And we're not done yet, though. Now, once that you have your pro bow done, what makes the bow again and makes it very pretty is when you fluff it. And to fluff it, you can always fluff it by hand. Yes. Yeah. But to fluff it good, sorry, it didn't hurt me. It just hurt the tear. This is a fluff box. Now I did not get this fluff box from Provo. Michael actually made it for me. We redid our kitchen and we put butcher block countertop by the stove. So we had a piece of it left over, and he cut it to the square size I needed. And there's two pieces, and he glued them together. Then he put a hook here in the middle, just like your fluff box from there. And then it's not a nail; it's some kind of contraption he found in the garage. So now that we have this, we're going to hook. We just take and hook this under our eye hook, basically, like that. And then we go over here. And this is, see, I have a problem with pulling the wire and stuff. That's why I make mine long, because I can always cut it off, and floor wire isn't that expensive. And then I'm just going to go around this. I'm going to just one time, I think, so that it's tight, because you don't want to be afraid. They tell me, I am anyway, but you don't want to be afraid to pull. And then what we do is we just go, and I'm not quite sure I'm right, but we're going to try it. Oops. And you probably want to take and make X's out of them, actually. This didn't turn out very nice, did it? Oh, well. Close enough, I guess. I didn't, also you can put your hands in here. My fingers don't quite work that way, so I kind of got to. Yeah, but Murray, I don't know. Maybe I guess I'm used to pulling the ribbons from within each other when I make new ones. This is the part you just have to keep, as Regina says, I don't know what Lori calls it, but Regina says you just got to keep doing foo-foo until you have it the way you want it. So, I don't know. I suppose it looks okay. I'm not the best. This doesn't look like a normal Terri Bow to me, so maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I should have used more 2.5 inch ribbon. But anyway, it gives you the concept of what I'm trying to do. Now I'm just trying to put the ribbons where I want them. But you can tug on this pretty good because it's all attached. And if your bow or if your wire's tight, then you're okay. If it's not, I've done that before too. Make a bow and go to pull on it, and I don't have the wire tight enough, and it just kind of like goes where it wants. Anyway, I can't see your message because somebody from Pinterest wanted to tell me. Hi, Lori. Hi, Katie. Hi, Katie. How are you? So anyway, there it is. My very second Terri Bow. Not that good. Maybe it's the ribbons. Maybe it's just me. But anyway, oh, and I can't tell if anybody's telling me anything because this darn thing isn't scrolling. Oh my goodness. Oh, mercy. Anyway, hi, Kathy from Colorado. How are you? Is the weather there nicer than it is here? Because it's been really, really hot here. I'm in Nebraska, and I went to Boulder once. It was so nice. So, and if you got too hot, you just went up in the mountains, and then it was cool. I kind of like that. Now, if it didn't get like so snowy and cold in the winter, I'd go there and just go up and down in the mountains. I probably shouldn't move my hand like that, huh? But anyway, here is the Terri Bow. And I'll get you a closer shot. Sorry, I don't have a Mevo, so I'm just pretending like I'm the Mevo. From the top, there's what it looks like. And like I said, I may not have fluffed it right. I'm not an expert at fluffing, but that's what we got. So that is the portion of making the bow. Now, sorry, I'll let you look at me while I talk. Oh, you just unroll your wires, and then this will pull out through. And then you also have your two different sets of wires that you can attach it to your item. I have a glass of tea down here. I do not want to kick it over. That would be kind of bad. And I'm going to get up because I'm going to go retrieve our wreath that we started, and I finished the petal portion. That's heavy. Butcher block is a very heavy wood. That's one reason, usually, because you can get instructions from Provo the Hand site that tells you how to build your fluff box. But the thing is if it's not on something that's sturdy, and you need something that doesn't move because you're really pulling on the ribbon. So it has to be heavy. And usually they say build a box and then fill it with wood and then close it up. However, butcher block is like extremely heavy. And 2 pieces of butcher block is like really, really heavy, especially for someone with the arm strength that I have, which is not a lot. But I hung this over here so you guys can get a look at it hanging up. Plus I had nowhere else to sit it, because Lamba might not come eat it. But my thought is, my husband has been gone almost 2 weeks now, fishing in Alaska. We're supposed to be back late Friday night, so we'll see. And since I can't really stand for long, I decorate a lot of times on this easel because it is different looking at it, looking straight down upon it, than for it to lay down and you can't stand up and look at it. Okay, then I'm gonna I got my easel at Joann's. It's just a simple artist easel. Now, I've been trying to think. I didn't want to glue this on. I could have glued it. You know, I shouldn't say could have because I haven't done it yet. I could have used glue on it to secure it to the wreath. However, if I want to change it out during the season, you know, from season to season, or want to put a new bow on it, I thought, well, I don't want it glued. And then you can reuse the bow and reuse the wreath. So, as you know, I suppose I should do this. So this is the UITC system, and it works on a system of holes in a round board and zip ties. And the outside green holes you put to the outside of the board, and every other hole inside of those has a corresponding hole. So you use 2 holes and 2 zip ties per piece of mesh. And the little zip ties fit right down. Mine don't exactly, because I don't have the kind of zip ties she recommends. She recommends 6-inch, 18 pound. I just, however, had 4-inch, and it didn't say any poundage on it. So I myself don't buy them at the Dollar Tree because I either get the ones that don't have any of the things to grip them out with, or I get ones and I'll pull on them and they break. And if I can break them, anybody can break them. So, but that's the board we used and what we put on our poly burlap with. And I wanted to use poly burlap. I had made a sunflower earlier in the season. I made it out of deco mash because at the time we couldn't get the poly burlap. So I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and make it with the poly deco. I'm glad, Laura, you're there because, you know, does it? Your comment box keeps going away? Well, my comments aren't scrolling at all. So anyway, thank you, Joanne. I really like the way the poly burlap turned out as opposed to the deco mesh. It lays down better, and that's just the look I was looking for. Now, this is I've never seen anybody do this, so it may be a crazy idea, I don't know. But there's also now 4 sets of holes in the middle. On the older boards there aren't, but all the new boards have these 4. I'm going to take the top hole. in this middle section here, there's these 8 holes. I'm going to go from this one here, which is the top one on one side, and I'm going to put, this is my hardest part, to getting myself all coordinated. Mercy. That's why my dad said my name should always be Grace. That's how graceful I always was. And the only difference I found with the poly burlap versus the deco is more, what do you want to say, pliable, where the poly burlap, and I don't know about regular burlap because I won't cut regular burlap, but the poly burlap is kind of stiff, so once you get a lot on there, it's like kind of hard to move around, but that's okay. Where is the other wire? There we go. So I'm going to put 2 wires in that top hole, and then all the way on this side, there's another set of holes. So I'm going in the same holes, and I'll show you. I'll turn it around when I get the wires through. This was part of the hardest part also for me when I was putting in the zip ties. I was like, can't figure out where the holes are. So anyway, I'm going to put it in here. And as you can see, I have there's 4 holes going up and down and 4 holes going sideways. And I just chose a set and put it in the furthest hole away on each one. And I'm just going to tie it off. You know, and hold it tight so it's down to the thing. And I will cut those off. And they say you don't have to cover the back. That's supposed to be part of the thrill, is that these go down. But to me, they don't go down flat enough. And I will probably end up putting yellow felt on the back. I won't use a pot holder. Not a pot holder. Placemat. I won't use the placemat on the back of this, but I do have felt. And of course, I'm going to have to foo-foo my bow again because I squished it. Bows, to me, bows always have to be foo-fooed every time you walk by them. So, I might, next time if I did this, if I made a different bow, I might go with a different kind of bow, maybe the 3-ribbon bow or the 3 ribbons you do together. Not that I don't think this bow is pretty, I think I just didn't pick probably the right kind of ribbon to use with it. Because the Terri Bow is a lovely bow. It's just the Cheryl version of the Terri Bow isn't as lovely as Terri's herself. Or Lori's version. Or Laura's version. Or Maury's version. Or anybody else's version. Okay. And that's what I'm going to do for my center as opposed to using styrofoam and all of that. I'll turn it towards there. And I think that makes a perfectly okay center. I don't know about anyone else. I'm going to kind of scroll my comments. There we go. But anyway, I just thought I'm going to put a bow in there. I'm not going to mess with the styrofoam. I'm not going to paint the styrofoam. I'm not going to cover the styrofoam with anything that looks like pollen or rocks or whatever they use. Last time I put pom-poms and splittered with flat sprinkled gold glitter. I had glitter everywhere in the house for months. So, but this is what I'm going to do with it, and that's how I'm going to make the center. I don't know. What do you guys think? You think that looks okay? I'm kind of liking it. Thank you, Linda. Thanks, Diane. Y'all have to try it because I was just like, I don't want to mess with any styrofoam, you know? I was just in that mood. I was just not in the mood to mess with something else that I would make a mess with since I have to clean it myself because Michael won't be back till Friday. Isn't that silly? Yeah, Donna, if you want to get an alert or a notification for when I'm live, if you go back to my business page and click on send message, you should see get started at the bottom. And if you click on that, it's going to shoot you some messages, but then you should be signed up for my alerts. I do go live Mondays at 6:30 Central Time, 7:30 Eastern on Facebook. And on Fridays, I go live at the same time, 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern, but I'm on YouTube. And where did you post? I'm sure you did post our YouTube link. And when I send out the message, I will put a link to the YouTube on it. And you can pop over there. And if you'd like to subscribe, I'd be really happy. And then you should be able to get notified. And if you click on the bell up by where you subscribe, there's a little bell. If you click on that, then you should get notifications when I put them out on my page. under discussions. I have to wait till 1,000 to become a community. But, and I have some other things in the works, and I just want you to know that what I'm calling it, I'm going to turn you back this way a little bit. So I'm looking at the camera, but it doesn't look like it's looking at me, but it was. I mean, it was seeing me. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I will probably, hopefully soon, start email lists and send out. I'm going to start making tutorials that will come on the emails. So if you see my email list and you want to subscribe to it, that'd be great. You might get a few tutorials on YouTube that aren't just there for everybody. They're just little different tutorials, and they'll just be for those on the email. And but we're going to call ourselves, we are the Creative Bubble. And I've always said this is my creative bubble because I only have this little space. I don't have a lot of other room. The rest of the room is our living room and every other room in the world, and half of it's full of craft storage. So in the Creative Bubble, if you want to come and join us in the Creative Bubble, I'm hopefully going to get that started soon, and then hopefully have time to make some actual videos to have that there to send those out. I've got to work a little bit harder on that because I've just started. I'm just starting since February in the business, and I need to learn how to take the watermark off of when I do my video, because that's not very pretty to see a banner this big over top of me. And I don't know how many of you are here. I'm going to stand up and show this. Laura, thank you very much. Oh, look, I'm so close. Anyway, these are shirts that we got. They say Team Lori for hardworking mom, and Team Al because Mari calls me Al because I'm up late all the time, and she's Hawk. She's Hawk Owl or Hawk. And Laura is Kitty. And Patricia is Monkey. And I have no idea who everybody else is because usually they do it on my live, so I have to go back. I'm going to put that there and see how that looks. So I have to go back and try to catch up to find out who's who and what's what, because I usually lose. And like I said, tonight my comments aren't scrolling, so. I thought that was something I dropped. It was a dog toy. Silly me. But anyway, so that's our thing. So I'm gonna have my creative bubble. Yes, Shirts by Sarah on Etsy is where the t-shirts came from. So, and I'm gonna break another finger now, I guess. I only got one left, really. Anyway, yes, actually, Claudia, every night, Laura from Laura Jean's Wreath Rooms is in under my Creative Wreaths and Flowers, as long as it's behaving, and she is the one that comments for me. And then when she goes live on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7:30 Eastern time. Tuesdays on Facebook, Thursdays on YouTube, and I moderate for her. So you'll see me, I'll be Laura Jean's Wreath Room that night on her page, and I'll be answering her questions and things as best I can and commenting for her. So, but I do have my moderator, Laura. And then sometimes Maury helps us. Hawk helps us out if we need it. So I'm trying to see if there were any other questions. Yeah, thanks for joining us tonight. Spreading the love, giving the love. I don't know what they want you to say these days. The algorithms change so much. You cannot keep up with them. I am serious. It's just. But anyway, when I send out the next notification of my live on Friday night, I had to think, is that the right night? I do put a link in on the buttons on the bottom of that. You will see a link for, because I figure if you're getting that, you don't need to be notified because it's already notifying you. So I put a link to the YouTube channel, which is Creative Wreaths and Flowers. I put a link to my Etsy shop, which is Creative Wreaths by CR, and I will reference a link back to the Facebook page where you're at now. And I wanted to say, because I've seen a lot of people do this and I forgot to do it, why don't I just put my, let's see. You know, when you're trying to see that live button right there, if you don't see that red live, that means you're watching a replay. If If it's got the red live, you're there with us. So please forgive us if we don't answer you or say hello to you, but if the red light's not there, we're not on. You're seeing a replay of what we've done earlier. Team Tiger? Do we have a Team Tiger? Somebody's got to write down all these names because I have no idea. Okay, Joanne. You too, hon. You have a blessed evening, and we will see you in just a little while. I'm so sorry. I do not know why, and I don't even have buttons at the bottom. But everybody have a good time. In about 7 minutes over on Facebook, Hardworking Mom will be on making a scarecrow wreath, or using a scare. She's making a fall wreath, okay? I think it has a scarecrow sign. Don't quote me on that, because I was kind of thinking about my ribbons instead of concentrating on what she was going to make. She'll be on right after we get off. She'll be on 7:30 Central, 8:30. Gosh, I almost said Pacific, but 8:30 Eastern. So she'll be on making a wreath right after me. In fact, she's probably already going, I hope, to get ready. So thank you, Mari. I'll see you over there. Thank you, Laura, for tonight. I'll see you over there. Everybody else, if you go over there, I'll see you over there. Thank you for joining us. Like I said, Laura's on tomorrow night at 6:30 on Facebook. Join us there. I'm not quite sure what she's going to do tomorrow night. Last time it was Christmas, so I'm not sure what tomorrow night is. She might tell you. Laura, what are you making tomorrow night? What theme? Oh, well, I don't. Oh, you know what? Scroll the mouse. There we go. Are you ready? Good, good. I have to scroll. I keep forgetting. What are you making tomorrow night, Laura? Do you know? See, I was good, and if I'd have been a candy corn tomorrow. So Laura will be doing a candy corn for Halloween tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern time on Facebook. Right after this, Hardworking Mom, Lori will be on making a scarecrow sign. So I'm going to let you go. So everybody has about 5 minutes to relax and breathe and go do whatever else you need to do. Get a cup of coffee, a glass of tea, whatever else you need to do. And we'll see you Friday right back here in the Creative Bubble on YouTube Friday at 6:30 Central Time. Everyone have a nice evening, and we'll see you in a bit.